Hiya. So about 36 days into doing my daily gratitude vlog, where each day I invite you to take a breath with me and I let you know what I'm grateful for that day. It's in my shorts, you're very welcome to have a look through. But I realised, like I said, a month afterwards, that I hadn't even told you guys who I am. You don't know why you should care what I'm on about, what I'm grateful for, what's it matter to you? So I thought I'd better do a quick introductory video to let you know a bit more about who I am, what I'm all about, all that sort of thing. But first, coffee. I have given up a lot of vices over the last few years while I've been trying to build my life into something that my future self would be proud of. Coffee will never be one of those vices. I'm always going to be a caffeine addict. That's just what I am. Okay, so now that we've got coffee, I'm Victoria Pearson, but you can call me V. I'm a mum of 4. I've got one that's almost 22. I've got one that's 16, one that's 15. That's a fun gap. And my surprise 7-year-old as well. We live together with my husband and our dog in rural Bedfordshire. I'm a practicing witch. I have been practicing for about 25 years now, which is really showing my age. But it's only recently that I've started developing daily spiritual practice again, and I'm feeling a lot better for it. I'm a writer as well. I write short story collections mostly, but I do write novels as well and other bits and bobs. My writing's been turned into a short film. It's been turned into a song that was different, an animation, all sorts of things like that. And I mostly write dark fairy tales that are definitely not for your children, for you only, not for your children. Bit of sci-fi, bit of dystopia, bit of fantasy. Mix it all up together, see what happens. I'm a bit chaotic like that. And it's taken me a long while to accept that chaos within me and work with it instead of against it to make my life better. But over the last 5 years, I have properly manifested a life that I would never have believed that I would have had. And see, about 5-6 years ago, I was in quite a bad place, really. Like, I knew that I had all the things that were the building blocks of my happiness here. I've got a lovely husband, I've got beautiful children, I've got a nice home that's secure and that I know that we're going to be able to stay in. And that is so much better off than a lot of people are, but I still wasn't happy. I was smoking really heavily. I was drinking full fat, full sugar Coke, just straight out of a 2-litre bottle like the classy bird that I am. I couldn't have drunk a glass of water if you'd paid me. The idea of it disgusted me. I didn't do any exercise whatsoever. I was constantly exhausted. My house was a tip and I just couldn't see a way to ever make that any different. I didn't know how I was going to make myself happy. And I changed one thing, just a little thing, and thought I'd see what happened there. And oh my gosh, me from then would be so intimidated by me from now. Like, and I really hope that today me is going to be intimidated by future me as well, because life is a process. It's an incremental process. We are all a work in progress, and that is okay. Say it with me. I am a work in progress. That is okay. If you are not dead, then it is not too late to get yourself the life that you want, the life that you deserve to have. But it starts with creating a better relationship with your own self. Guaranteed 100%, the only person that you know for sure is going to be in your life for your whole life is yourself. If you don't have a nice relationship with yourself, your life is going to be miserable. So if you don't like yourself very much right now, let's start learning to love yourself, because you're going to need to. You're going to need you as you go through life, and you can learn to love yourself, even if you really don't right now, even if everything just feels so chaotically messy that you can't even see where to start. I promise you, you can make it better. If I can make it better, anyone can. See where I am now. I always wanted to learn an instrument. Now I play the ukulele. Badly, I have to say. I'm not naturally musically talented, But it's okay to be a beginner at stuff, you know. That is a really important part of learning to love yourself, is giving yourself permission to be a beginner. I've taken up so many things that I never would have imagined that I would have been able to do, because I was just so socially anxious before. I was barely leaving my house ever. And now everything is just so much better. And it all started with me just changing that one little thing. Just that one little thing. And that, yeah. Right. I need to take my dog outside. I'll explain why when we get out there. Come outside with my dog. Okay, so my little doggy is about 11 now, and we've had him since he was a puppy. And so that means that when I first got him, I was a really heavy smoker. I was smoking 30, 40 cigarettes a day. And so he got really used to just coming outside with me. Whenever I went for a smoke, he would come outside and have a wee. And so now he can't wee on his own. Like I say, he's like a woman in a nightclub. He wants somebody with him when he goes toilet. Fair enough. And that's probably quite good in my job. I do a lot of screen time. And so it's, you know, a good thing that every hour or so I have to stop, come outside for 5 minutes. I will probably do a longer video on exactly how I gave up smoking, because I did it like I did with everything else, in tiny little increments, a little bit at a time, break it down into something that you can manage. But this video isn't supposed to all be about giving stuff up. You're not going to build your dream life just by giving lots of stuff up. You're just going to feel like you're being punished if you do that. And that doesn't inspire anybody to change their lives. That doesn't inspire you to continue. It just makes you feel burnt out and useless, and then you end up just doing all of those terrible habits even harder when you finally do break on it. And so, yeah, what I really want to talk to you about is stepping into your own power and how to bring more joy into your life. But the dog is ready to go back inside now, so I'll tell you about that in a second. Where was I? Oh yeah, so if you just go about changing your life by giving stuff up, it will feel like a punishment to you. And then when you finally do break and have a slip back, which is inevitable, right? You will then really go for it, okay? Because you've been depriving yourself for so long and it feels like you've been punished all this time and now you're finally free. It's never going to work that way, okay? You can't just give stuff up and expect to be happy. You need to fill that empty space with things that make you really, really joyful. Let me look at it this way, right? And I think that this is an analogy that I have stolen from The Artist's Way by Julia Child. I'm not sure. It might have been in the Thrive programme. All of these self-help things are much of a muchness, honestly. But if you imagine a child's painting a painting and they're really getting into it, they're having lots of fun with it, they're throwing lots of colours all over the page, it's really, really great, and they're enjoying themselves, and then a teacher comes along and says, you're not holding your paintbrush properly. And also, your rainbow colours are in the wrong order. This is rubbish. Start again. Is that child going to love art after that? I doubt it. I wouldn't, would you? And so when you are sitting there in the mirror, looking at yourself going, oh, you're too fat and you smoke too much and you drink too much and you're not very ladylike and you're not doing well enough at your career and your house is a mess. How is that making your inner self feel? That isn't encouraging. That's not how we speak to our friends. That's not how we speak to people that we love. You are going to be in a relationship with yourself until the day you die. You better believe that you need to be loving yourself through that. Otherwise, you are going to be miserable. Believe me. You need a good relationship with you. It is important. You are the most important person in your life. I don't care if you've got children. I don't care if you've got a husband. I don't care if you've got aged parents that you look after. You put your own life jacket on first. Okay, you must make sure that you are developing a positive relationship with yourself. Because if you treat yourself as a precious object, if you love yourself like a precious object, you actually can do anything. Just like with a child, if you love a child unconditionally, then they will shine. Children don't really respond very well to just being constantly punished. And neither do adults. We're just children that never really grew up, honestly. So, you're never going to be perfect. Accept that now, all right? But you can get happy. You can take incremental steps to make things better. You can make your future self really, really proud of you, yeah? You can build on it a little bit at a time. Over the next few, however long I do this for, I will be talking about how I incrementally gave things up, but I will also be talking about how I brought joy into my life, how I manifested the things that I want. And I'm not finished yet. Life is a journey that isn't finished. You are not finished until you are dead. And so, it's okay to be a work in progress. Say it with me. It is okay to be a work in progress. You will get there. You will get to where your highest self wants to be. But you have to do it in a loving and gentle way. And there is someone at my door and you didn't even bark at me. What do I keep you for? Hang on. Where was I? What was I talking about again? Oh yeah. So if you just punish yourself for being a human being and making mistakes sometimes, you're never going to get anywhere. Open your heart up to joy. Change one little thing that you do want to change. But then after that, open your heart up to joy. Let yourself be a beginner. Let yourself make a mess. Let yourself mess up. And you will find yourself with a magical existence, to be honest with you. I only started this a little while ago, and look, I have written all of these books, right? All of those. I have got my 450-day streak on Duolingo. I play the ukulele. I took up pole dance. That's amazing. Never would have thought I would have had the confidence to do something like that. It has made my confidence absolutely skyrocket. Doing that made me give up biting my nails. I drink water now instead of fizzy drinks. I don't smoke anymore. All of these things that I never would have thought were possible about 5 years ago. So let me just tell you this. Life is messy, okay? It gets messy. It takes more than a day to clean up a mess that has been made in more than a day, all right? You won't be able to just done, instant, life's better, everything's great. But if you just change one little thing, lock that habit in, and then move on to another one, you can make your life really magical. Hey guys, sorry about that. I've just had to come out quickly. Don't worry, I'm safely parked up here. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I don't care how messy you think it is. I don't care how bad you think your life is. We're going to make it better together, you and me, right? We're going to sort it out, and you're going to have the life that you have always dreamed of. Over the next few, however long, I don't know, chaotic energy. But whilst I'm doing my daily vlogs, I'm going to go into more depth on how I did things like quit smoking, how I took up exercise when I couldn't even run for 1 minute, all that sort of thing. My journaling techniques, everything, double journal technique, we're going to go really into that. If there is anything in particular that you really want to hear about first, that you really, really feel is calling you, tell me in the comments. I will make that video first, because I don't have any like set plan of how I'm going to do this, and we'll just respond to how life wants us to roll. But until then, enjoy your day. You can make your life better. You're going to have a beautiful day today.